Well, well, well. Would you look at that? I'm already back somehow for a change. Hello again. Lovely to see you all. Hello again, Mr. Lucky Bastard. May Danes love strike your abyss favorited ass. Hello to you too. But yes, I learned that apparently Skirk's quest isn't all that long actually, all things considered. So I figured we might as well squeeze it in while I still have a little bit of time today. So hooray for that. We did pull her quite successfully yesterday alongside her signature. She isn't quite fully built yet. She's currently level 80. I'm hoping for the... Okay, I'm kind of hoping for the materials that you get from completing a quest early to come in clutch, but I did finish leveling the weapon. She does have decent artifacts. They aren't the best yet, and you know, this is still a bit messy, but we're getting there, we're getting there. She should be enough for like the story quest, I hope. Worst case scenario, I can probably just put Farina, let her do this, let Escoffier just be there, and that should probably already solve all issues. Are you guys now killing me because you're attacking an oven? Fellas, please. Jesus Christ. They are a little over-aggressive at times, aren't they? Anyway. Before I yap away again, because I don't have much time to stream today, so I do hope I managed to wrap it all up. Let's just hop. Right. To it? Why does Paimon's voice sound so far away?
Okay? We've been traveling all over lately, so maybe you've come down with something. That's it. We're getting Baiju to check you over.
That's an ominous quest quest start if I've ever seen one. Apparently we're immediately almost fucking dead. Glorious. Okay. All the way back to Liyue. Sure. Should I just walk that route by foot? No. Probably would take about 15 minutes, I think. I saw a video recently of like someone with Veressa running all the way from Mondstadt over back to the Collective of Plenty, and it took them like a solid 20 minutes, and that was a Veressa on max constellation, so constantly skilling. Also, hello there, welcome to chat. Always happy to see a new face around these parts. Alrighty, let's just very quickly teleport over and visit the doctor, who I'm still not entirely sure we can fully trust, but hey. I'm still hung up on that voice line about Chi-Chi basically never feeling any love in his hugs. Skirk build currently very weak because I pulled her only yesterday. Unfortunately, the only thing that I can show off and brag about currently is this flower I got, which for some reason in itself has over 30 crit damage, which should hit pretty decently. Apart from that, yeah. Everything's still a little bit messy at the moment. Again, I did only pull her yesterday and didn't pre-farm much, so... He's not quite there yet, but it should be enough for a story quest.
Oh, you're looking for Dr. Baiju. He's resting today, but he said to send any patients to the back room.
Oh.
Ah, okay. Thanks. We'll head on through.
That's new, actually. Just a random NPC wandering up to us and talking to us. That's neat. Makes the whole thing a lot more fluent. I like it. Why didn't they say that they basically want to use this patch and the next to show off like how the upcoming quest flow is gonna be in Nordquai? Because it's little things like that that can make the whole player experience a lot more smooth. Also, I'm now curious where the hell this lady is gonna go. Do we want to stalk her for a while? It's more lively like that. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Also, it doesn't break the flow so much if, like, every time you enter into a shiny space, you just immediately get locked into a mini cutscene. Alright, we're now following this old lady. Oh dear god, my grandma, no! She's dead! She's dead! Oh dear lord. Okay, apparently not that lively just yet. She just dissolved, oh no! Also, right, they were using the back room that we first entered during the last lantern ride, didn't we? Or was it already part of the Baiju quest? I don't recall, it's been a while. Oh, Chung isn't voiced yet, that's a shame. Ah, looks like we have a special guest.
Traveler, Paimon, welcome. What can I do for you?
I'm apparently dying of abyss disease.
It's the Traveler. He looks absolutely beat these days. He has these huge dark circles around his eyes, like he hasn't slept a wink.
You low-key sound like Baiju? That is one hell of a compliment, thank you very much. I don't hear it at all, but I'm flattered. But yeah, weirdly enough, it seems fitting that currently Traveler is not getting any sleep considering what we went through yesterday when we played the Archon quest. Eva's going through some shit right now.
And he keeps spacing out. You have to call his name several times before he snaps out of it. What do you think it is? Is he sick?
Well, I'm depressed, but... Oh? Is Michael prone to sickness? I find this surprising. Maybe? Probably just depressed.
Peculiar. In all the time we've been acquainted, this is the first time you've come to me with a health complaint. Come, let me take a look at you.
I mean, technically speaking, it's the first time I came with a health complaint. There was also that time I almost fucking died trying to save Futao. Then again, I guess they can't reference that, because it's an event and not everyone might have played that.
Okay. Paimon does not like that expression, Baiju. It's not serious, is it?
He has 5 minutes left to live.
Complexion is good, eyes are clear, breathing is steady, pulse is strong.
Cock is huge.
Physically, you appear to be in good condition, Traveler.
Sorry.
In theory, your energy level should reflect that. You should be feeling right as rain.
And yet I do feel like something is off.
Hence my concern. A clean bill of health is usually a good thing, but in this case, it likely means your situation is more complicated.
What do you say? Nothing?
Physical illnesses come with detectable symptoms that can be used to diagnose, medicate, and cure the condition. But afflictions of a non-physical nature, they fall outside a doctor's realm of expertise.
Huh? What do you mean, non-physical nature?
Yeah, exactly. We're just depressed.
Curses, dark magic.
Or that.
It's hard to say. It could just as easily be a simple case of mental fatigue.
Oh my god, we're actually getting diagnosed with Genshin burnout.
Why don't you rest here for a bit? Whatever it is we're dealing with, clues to your condition are sure to reveal themselves in time. Once we know the root cause, we can administer the right treatment.
I've seen my share of mental afflictions. To start with, some calming incense, a good night's sleep, and a good meal will do you a world of good.
In the meantime, Changsheng and I will review the relevant literature for afflictions that present with mental fatigue.
Still, we're not experts on this kind of thing. I say we should strongly consider calling in a specialist as soon as possible. I mean, technically speaking, we know an expert.
Must be a rare condition if not even Baizhu and Changsheng have seen it before.
Like, why didn't we, like, go to Mizuki? That seems like it would have actually been also quite a good help.
Well, all we can do is take their advice. You look like you're about to collapse anyway. Just get some rest. Paimon will be right here by your side. Fingers crossed you'll be all better when you wake up.
Oh. I'm sorry, with the more cute Paimon voice, no moments like this hit all the harder. She really does love us. Bestest travel companion. Oh, sure, apparently we're just stealing Baiju's bed. Oh, Jesus. Where am I? Ah, neat, the nightmare realm once again. There's a thick fog covering my field of vision. This feels more real than a dream, but too chilling to be real life. My breath freezes in my throat before I can even exhale it. It feels like my soul has been wrenched from my body and thrust into this strange and unfamiliar space. Is this Twitter? Anyway, whichever direction I look in, there's no end in sight. And worse than that, I think there's something in the fog following me like a shadow. If this is a dream, how long till I wake up? And if it's not, then where in the world am I? Oof! What in the... Something just pierced through the fog and stabbed me in the back. But there's no blood. There's a strange light coming from the wound and I see a familiar looking spike retreating back into the darkness. Deep inside it feels like a part of me is missing and now another wave of fatigue is washing over me. Are we being slowly absorbed by the abyss? Like literally piece by piece? That's what's happening here?
Traveler! Traveler!
Good morning!
Rise and shine! Time to wake up!
Paimon's just immediately gonna hit us with the, oh god, you look even worse!
For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. It's already afternoon. Hopefully all that sleep did you some good. Feeling any better?
Paimon, I need you to check if there's a cut on my back.
A cut? What? Did you scratch yourself in your sleep? Alright, let Paimon take a look.
Oh, she sounds so worried. I'm a baby.
Nope, nothing there. Wait, did you have a nightmare?
Kinda.
Okay, don't panic. Paimon heard that dreams tell us what we need by showing us the opposite. So, if you had a nightmare, maybe all you need is something to cheer you up. Come on, Paimon will treat you to something yummy.
Aww. The one thing Paimon values more than food. The traveler. You and Paimon head to one midnight restaurant. Sensing that something isn't right, Paimon orders a bunch of dishes to cheer you up. Paimon? I hope you're pay.
What? So, a weird place with thick fog everywhere, and then a spike came out of nowhere and stabbed you in the back?
That sums it up.
Oh. Okay, well, that's a new one. Are you sure it was a dream? Because from the way you describe it, it sounds like you were really there. But then again, you woke up right where you went to bed. And you were definitely in a deep sleep this morning.
I don't know what to make of it either.
Then, it's decided. Paimon will stay up and watch over you tonight. If anyone tries to mess with you, Paimon will beat them up.
Or rather, you will probably wake me up so I can beat them up.
Or, wake you up first and then we can beat them up together.
Called it! Paimon's smile has a way of putting me at ease. Aww. But what I saw is still bothering me. That dream, it was so chilling, and it almost feels like there's something watching me from some corner of the world, even now. Something stabbed me in my dream, but when I woke up, there was no wound. Still, if I focus on that area, I feel a vague aching, almost as if deep underneath the flesh something is...
Something is missing.
Who the fuck's reading my thoughts?
Did you just say something?
You heard that too?
The flesh remains whole, but the soul is incomplete. Left unresolved, the mind will wither away along with it.
Okay, sure, she's just chilling here in the overworld.
Ah! What the? Wait! Paimon remembers you! Your child's master!
Skork! No, Paimon, it's Skirk.
Right! What are you doing here?
Good question. What the fuck are you doing here?
The last
And why are
time
you
we saw
sitting
was
on
at
my
the memorial
table?
You'll see in Fontaine, right? But then we left and never learned where you went after that. Child's been looking everywhere for you, by the way. What brings you to Wanmin Restaurant of all places? You came here looking for us? And were you the one behind that hocus pocus just now?
Tell me, what is it that you saw?
Answering none of my questions, huh? Neat.
Tight-lipped, huh? I suppose that's fair.
We don't really have a reason to trust you.
You. I'll take a glass of wine.
All we know is that you're apparently a student of one of the sinners of Carnware, so...
Hmm? Oh, of course. Coming right
That's
up.
not exactly what you're showing.
We make this one in-house. It's not too strong. Enjoy.
Chef Mao, I'll take a grilled tigerfish over here.
Coming right up. Ah, if I knew we'd be this busy, I wouldn't have approved Shenhe's vacation.
Ah, that's why she's not here.
At the end of the day, what happens to you is of little consequence to me. I'm not here to try and win you over. Trust me or not, the choice is yours. If you want my help, now's the time to speak up. You have until I finish my drink.
So what do you even know about this,
I
then?
was investigating an abyssal disturbance in the area and happened to notice you.
You also know Certalogi's Dainsleif classmate? Basically, no, I think they talked about this when after the Traveler left, right? That was brought up in the conversation between Dainsleif and his teacher, but I think that only was brought up after they left. I mean, us as the player, not Eva. Fair enough, fair enough. I just always try to see it from Eva's perspective in these quests.
Part of your soul is damaged, and the wound bears traces of abyssal corrosion. Need I say more?
How the fuck did my soul get damaged?
Neither of those things sound good.
Skirk seems to know something, but given what I've seen of her strength, I bet she can tell what happened to me. I don't know what her goal is, but in this moment at least, I don't think she has bad intentions.
Well, should we trust her?
What do you think?
She mentioned an abyssal disturbance. Maybe that has something to do with what's going on with you. But we could always find a different expert on the abyss to help us out.
Not on short notice.
Yeah, and that thing she said about your soul being damaged is scaring, Paimon. Definitely something we should fix sooner rather than later. Skirk's an interesting one, that's for sure. But from what Childs told us, she doesn't seem evil, at least.
Few people in Teyvat so far.
1, 2, 7, 10. That'll do.
Can you not count? Why do you need
Well,
to count 10
You
more?
made up your mind?
Also, with all due respect, how the currency works, that meal is not 10 more. What I saw was a dark space shrouded in a dense fog that wouldn't disperse. You give Skirk a brief description of your dream.
So that's all we know, Miss Skirk. Ma'am, can you help us?
You know, the sad part is, between this and the last quest is probably some of the most lines the travelers had together. And they're still not voiced at the moment. Hopefully that gets fixed in last patch, because the voice actors did already confirm they are planning to return, and I'm very happy about that. Still a little upset about the Stella and Kalis recast, even though the new ones are doing a good job. But the old ones were just very, very beloved, so it's hard to, you know, step into those shoes. And it would have been the same situation with, you know, Aoife and Lumine's voice actors.
So, you couldn't disperse the fog. I understand. Come find me in the Gwali Plains when you're done here. Oh, and I left cash for the drink on the table. Settle the bill for me, will you?
Oh, okay. Huh? She disappeared.
You and Paimon quickly finish your meal and go settle the bill.
Wait, hold on. You overpaid. Here's your change.
Oh, no. This includes the drink, so it should be the right amount.
I didn't think you two ordered a drink.
We didn't. It was that lady who came and sat with us, remember? You brought it out to her yourself.
You sure? I could have sworn there were only 2 of you at that table.
Ah. That's how she goes unnoticed, huh? She's a fucking Schrödinger situation. You only know Skirk exists when you're currently observing her, huh?
What?
What'd you put in their dish, Chef Mao? Some kind of hallucinogenic mushroom? You got them seeing things.
Seeing things? Wait, so neither of you noticed her? Young lady? About this tall? Wearing a purple dress? She ordered a glass
Purple?
of wine!
Oh, now you mention it, that vaguely rings a bell. And it looks like I did open the wine jar, so it must have just slipped my mind. In any case, that settles your bill. Come again soon.
Well, that definitely explains why Child has so much trouble finding her all the time. Who knows, he may have even found her already several times and just not recall it in the slightest. That would be fun. Chef Mao, check please.
Coming!
That was a bit random character to be
Okay,
unvoiced.
what was going on there? It's like they didn't remember Skirk being there at all. Even Paimon was half convinced we hallucinated the whole thing. But that Mora she left for us was definitely real. Oh, this whole situation is giving Paimon the creeps. But anyway, she told us to head to the Gwali Plains, right? Let's not keep her waiting.
Paimon, we're dealing with an at minimum Archon level character here that spends most of her time chilling in the abyss. Some fuckery is to be expected, really. Wee. Those shouldn't be here.
What are all these Rift Hounds doing here? Huh. Looks like they're collecting something. Let's go check it out.
What the fuck would Rift Hounds be collecting?
Transfiguration by Ordinance Divine. Off to the breeze. Shower me with fearless. Another star goes out.
There we go. See, I told you we would still be dealing enough damage to deal with
This is what they
any
were
combat
collecting.
encounters.
It looks kinda like...
God remains.
Yeah. What is going on here?
Should we put Clow on speed dial?
From the
That's usually
moment
his
they are
domain.
born, all beings with great power have an impact on this world. Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence remains.
So you just had to go all farming for a moment there, huh?
Gods are the most
What the
common
fuck is
example of
that?
that. The remnants of gods who fell thousands of years ago remain buried deep within the earth, carrying within them a warped will and a dark curse. Together, these remnants form what you call God remains. And it appears that some of those sealed here were dug up and removed. There are traces left, but they're fading fast. Ugh. What are you doing?
Sniffing you, apparently, from how close she is.
Nothing! Just wanted to make sure you were, real? She's definitely not a ghost traveler. Kayla poked her, and she's solid.
Oh, he's cute. Paimon, what are you doing? After you left the restaurant, the other diners acted like you were never there.
Your life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? Strange set of priorities. It was just a trick to avoid being perceived. If someone notices me, those memories are erased. Simple as that. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me.
Well, that's a bit
They're
mean.
lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it. Now, can we please get back on track?
Okay. Where were we?
Why does Paimon remember you? Then if anyone is weak and lowly, it's probably Paimon.
Right. The God remains. So, basically, there's now less of them here than there used to be, right? Isn't that a good thing? In our experience, God remains are 100% bad news. A lot of terrible things have happened because of them.
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards, but power doesn't come from nothing. And it doesn't just disappear for no reason. The remains aren't just gone. They were taken.
Like part of my soul, apparently?
Very clever, traveler. You aren't the only one who had something taken from you. There are victims like you everywhere. The only difference being, you can speak, and the remains cannot. So it went unnoticed. Something similar happened in Sumeru. Within the span of one night, countless consecrated beasts were slaughtered, and a large amount of the God remains buried in the desert went missing. Of course, God remains are just one of the targets. The culprit is chipping away at sources of power all over this world, including the Stella Fortuna above.
Someone's stealing constellations?
Wait, you mean the stars?
Mm-hmm. 42 of them have died out in the past few months alone. In Conria, people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna. Even should that individual fall, their Stella Fortuna would not disappear, but gradually evolve into a new constellation. Yet now, stars are disappearing from the skies entirely, and it's not hard to deduce what's happening to the power they contain. Something has been leeching power from this world like a parasite steals nutrients from a host. And now, it's no longer satisfied with the
Why
remains
does my
of the
model
dead.
constantly go spooked
It
mode?
wants you.
Well, fortunately I'm taken.
This
By
time,
Sidlali,
it
apparently.
only took a fragment of your soul. But next time, there's no telling how far it could go.
Why me exactly?
No one knows. All I know for certain is this. Getting back what you lost will not be easy. Considering how much power this entity has stolen, it must be a god-level being by now at least. But that's not the real concern. Souls are fragile things, and yours could easily be crushed if you go up against it.
So you're gonna help us, right?
Also, I like that the Rift Hounds are still frozen in the background.
We're going to help each other. You are my ticket to uncovering this thing's true identity.
Well, great! You seem super strong, and you know a lot about the Abyss, so Paimon will take it.
Thank you.
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis.
Aw.
And I should
Mimi.
warn you, getting mixed up with me can have unforeseen consequences. We're on very different journeys. You don't want to be in my debt, trust me. You help me uncover the truth behind this entity, and I'll help you recover what you lost. This is a transaction, that's all. You would do well to remember that. Now, come along.
Sure, just step into the ominous rift.
Yeesh! You'd think she'd be a little friendlier since she's agreed to help us. But nope, she's just like when we met her in the Primordial Sea. So cold.
Well, of course, she's a cryo character.
Well, whatever. If that's how it's gonna be, then she doesn't deserve our friendship. What she does deserve is a super embarrassing nickname.
What are you gonna hit her with, Paimon? Please just keep it to yourself or you might end up like the Rift Hounds over there.
Ah, Paimon's got it. Frosty eat the lavender melon. Serves that ice queen right.
Sure, Frosty the lavender melon, why the hell not?
The important thing is that we get that piece of your soul back. So, let's follow her and see what sort of plan she's got.
Sure. In we go then. Oh. Oh.
Whoa! This place is way bigger than Paimon expected. Where are we?
Deep in the abyss if I had to round a guess.
This is where I live. I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home here.
Seems more like somewhere in the abyss. Well, those two don't
It is.
really
I
exactly.
brought you here because time flows differently in this place. I don't know how much Ajax has told you, but when he fell into this space, I mentored him for 3 months. In that time, only 3 days passed in the outside world.
Really? Time dilation shenanigans, huh? Still love how thin the portal is. Yeah, I also always love effects like that, but that's new info, I think. From what it sounded like child actually spent like several months with several years with Skirk under her, like being her student. That's interesting. So it's not only has he basically only like really scratched at like abyssal power in like 3 months. It's also impressive that he got a whole transformation out of it in just 3 months as a little kid. Oh, interesting. Also, would explain how fast the abyss and Netland can regenerate. That is also a good point. Yeah, literally are like the aliens from Invincible. True. That is a very, very good point. Huh. I wonder if we can use that for advantage, since we basically just have a hyperbolic time chamber at our disposal. Well, we can't necessarily freely enter the abyss and leave it, right? Can we? So maybe, maybe not.
Ajax? Oh, right! That's Child's real name! Yeah, Paimon remembers him mentioning something like that. So, a month here is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world? That should mean we're safe from that power-hungry soul snatcher for now, right?
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the Traveler could be attacked at any moment. But coming here has bought us quite a bit of time.
Are you gonna train us?
Now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. The one full of fog. Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point to that space having some connection to the abyss. It could even be a domain similar to this one. The thief who stole that fragment of your soul is hiding there. But the abyss is a chaotic and turbulent place. If we want to pinpoint their location, we need to see what that space looks like without the fog. Abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever wielded abyssal power before?
Not that I'm aware of. We've mostly just been absorbing it.
Okay. Do you plan to learn?
Kind of at odds with the
That
abyss.
tracks. All the information you have suggests the abyss is something sinister, and that abyssal power is a wild and dangerous force that always spells disaster.
Well, it is wild and dangerous, but I always saw it as more of a force of nature than something like
And you're saying that's not
evil.
true?
Depends on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now just another tool in your arsenal. I'll respect your opinion, though. Just means we have to turn to the second best option.
What is
A
it?
little abyss crystal that contains my power. Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream mirroring when we fall asleep.
Dream mirroring?
It means experiencing whatever the other person is dreaming. Everything they see, think, and feel. Since you haven't studied the art of using abyssal power, and have no plans to jump in the deep end right now, I'll have to do the investigating for you. With dream mirroring, every time you slip into a deep sleep, I'll see with my own eyes whatever scene plays out in your mind. Then, I can guide you through the dream environment, and we'll take back what was stolen from you.
I wonder if, like, we ever could learn, like, abyssal power and, like, get the abyss element, which maybe one day we'll see it. I don't know. It does seem like something Genshin might add, like, way down the line around the time we finally enter Kanwi and stuff like that.
Huh. You make it sound so simple.
So all I need to do is wait.
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for both of us. Even assuming we do manage to find where this entity is hiding. Like I said, getting your soul fragment back won't be easy. To play it safe, I need to give you some special training first.
Yeah, P, am I also gonna get a neat phase 2 transformation?
Wait, you're gonna teach him some of your martial arts? Does that mean the next time we see Child, we have to treat him like our senior?
Child senpai!
Do as you want. For my part, I don't see you as my disciples. You're already a pretty good fighter. All I'm planning to do is build on your current skills and train you for the specific scenarios that I think we might face. But that's enough talk. If you're ready to do this, then come with me. Time might be more lenient here, but that's no excuse to waste it.
Pretty good fighters are so so condescending from. I do always love, like, dynamics where the protagonist is definitely the weaker party, though.
She moves fast. Paimon can hardly keep up with her.
Like, Skirk would probably whoop our ass if we came to blows.
Special training, huh? Kind of a rare opportunity. With your skills, there's not a lot of people qualified to train you. The last time something like this happened was probably anti-Raiden Shogun training, right?
Alright.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
Yep, and people failed miserably because they had gotten too dependent on fucking Zhongli shielding.
Skirk seems
Which was
pretty
still
strong
hilarious
too,
to me.
though. Remember how she said that the all-devouring narwhal was just her master's pet? Maybe we really will learn something here.
Can we look around here, though? Okay, no, we very quickly hit a wall here. This is a very cool looking area, though. It's a bit of a waste, really, that this is only like for the mini story quest here. Oh wow, it really is. Huh, you can only see it from one angle. That's fun. All right. What we're doing?
Ready?
Nope.
Bring it on!
Your training will be split into 3 stages. Testing your blade work, elemental abilities, and reasoning skills. We'll start with blade work. You're no rookie in this area, so I won't bore you with the basics. During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters. Consciously or not, you will have picked up all kinds of techniques from them.
You bet! There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching. Oh, and Kazuha, Ayaka. Yeah, we've met sword masters like you in every nation we've been through.
I don't think they were quite on the level as her,
You
Paimon.
sparred with a bunch of them too, right? Nice to know it's all gonna come in handy now.
Oh, we did canonically spar with Kazuha not
Don't
too
get
long
too
ago.
smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. You need a cohesive system to bring it all together. A style or school of fighting. To use the human body as an analogy, your style is your skeleton, the foundation, the framework. Techniques are the muscles and other flesh attached to the bones. This is where your strength comes from. Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. If your frame got bigger and taller, but you didn't add any muscle mass, you'd be weak and flimsy. Then again, if you packed on pounds of flesh without a big enough frame to support it, you'd end up bloated and unwieldy.
So, what's the plan?
You need to do some introspection. Take a good, hard look at your past experiences and figure out which parts of what you've learned are just techniques, and which parts can be used to form your own system of blade work. Only then will you get the full utility out of all your thoughts and observations along the way. Only then will every strike you deliver make perfect sense.
Wait, is that it? Paimon thought you were gonna teach him some cool new moves. Like when you went swoosh and opened a tunnel to another place.
One day, you'll reach a new level of power where you realize that even that's as basic a trick as any other. But right now, our sword styles are so wildly different that teaching you mere techniques is pointless. There are
Fair,
no
you swap between
shortcuts
weapons,
in the
I
pursuit
don't.
of power. Failure is your best teacher, and rigor is your coursework. That's all I have to say. Time to make a start. Train until you're satisfied with yourself.
Fun fact, by the way, this mini little training arc with Skirkwood here actually slightly increases the Traveler's stats. Just a tiny bit, but it is there. We
Now
get like
focus.
15 attack or
Destroy the
something like
crystal
that.
columns as swiftly as you can.
Oh god. Destroy 900 columns, I just saw that! Jesus Christ!
Hang in there, Traveler!
This is gonna take a while, huh? And this is only part 2. Oh god. Well.
Scatter!
Okay, good. As training progresses, your strength improves. Charge attack AoE has been... Oh, damn! Do we keep that? Can we keep that?
Stay calm. Use your head. You have to keep it together.
I like the fact that we're actually using the game mechanics as a storytelling medium again. That's always more fun. And a lot more engaging than the usual, you know, kind of text-heavy exposition dumps. Damn it. Running out of cues for charge attacks. Can also use this to have quite a big AoE after all. Training complete, lovely. Look at us. Amazing. Just transforming my whole view of sword work. I'm using the same techniques as ever, but now they're having different effects. Also, once again, huh, the canonical weapon of us really is the prototype, huh? It's as if I've unlocked a hidden door in my mind, and there's a wellspring of strength on the other side. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing the images of friends I've made in Tevet. Theirs are the sword styles and techniques I've come to know.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Cut to the chase.
Aww.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person, and ask yourself, what lies beneath the surface? What's their guiding philosophy? What's their state of mind as they maneuver their weapon? Now take that and practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength, over and over, until your hand is one with your mind. This is the only path to true growth.
Step on up. Dance with the waves.
Aw, Kazuo isn't voiced, that's a shame. My sword style, my journey. I wonder how different this is for Lumine in terms of like the animations and all that, because she does have different combat Oh, she got sleepy. Wait, she's falling asleep next to... Did she fall asleep reading a Yaemiko X Waden Shogun fanfiction? Isn't that the cover of that light novel? That's basically just that.
If you start to tire, empty your mind, but do not stop. Stay in that frame of mind as you keep up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body. Wield it just as you wield your arms, hands, and fingers.
'Twas on a deserted, moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair. Ring cutter! Feathers fleeting wet, the white heron treads water, a sight without flaw. Master of Inazuma Kamisato art Tachijutsu.
I like the fact that we're actually seeing all the sword characters we met along the way. Well, a lot of them, not all of them, but you get the idea. With each slash of my blade, I feel my strength increasing. I don't know if my weapon can contain all this power. I'm in the zone. Limitless power is surging through me. Bam! You slash and swipe till you've exhausted every ounce of your energy.
Huh. Looks like you've made some real progress. That concludes your training session.
Thank you, Sensei.
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
Oh, thanks.
How do you feel?
Fighting to keep my eyes open.
As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard. You've actually been going for several days now with no rest.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps. But you were so
Aw.
focused, she didn't want to interrupt you.
Go get some sleep. I'll be doing the same very soon. Let's hope you see that foggy place in your dream, so I can get this investigation over and done with.
Really gotta find a way to, like, make it so it's deleted in chat immediately, but it's still there long enough that the chat thingy I use on my stream picks those annoying messages up. Gotta find a way to counteract that hopefully soon. Maybe I'll just increase the delay a little bit, that should do the trick.
Sometimes, you have to practice a single movement 1 million, maybe 10 million times, before the breakthrough moment comes. Nothing in the outside world can help you in this process. The most important thing is to remain patient.
I had time to head home again. Also, I really like the effect here. The weight just disappears the second your view of it becomes too flat. And it really just isn't rendered from behind. That's interesting. But yeah, it does make sense, because it's a door in that direction. Where would it lead from the other direction? It's a one-way path. Plop. Oh, hey. That's actually surprisingly comfy considering the space we're in. Ah, Mimir. What is this place? I've been pulled back into that place again. But Skirk said the dream mirroring would kick in when I fall asleep, so why am I back here? No, on close inspection, this isn't the same dream as last time. It's dark and gloomy, but there isn't that chilling fog that made my hair stand on end. Hold on, if dream mirroring is a two-way process, maybe I'm seeing inside of her mind while she's exploring mine? This is her inner world, it's pretty bleak. Can occasionally make out the sound of a flowing stream, but other than that, it's so empty. Hi? What are you? Not a strange looking creature. Where did it come from? It wants me to follow it. Might as well see it where it leads. It looks like the thing from the Not Quite trailer. Nicole, is that you? Couldn't be, right? It's very cute looking though. Like a sparkly crystalline Sealy.
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again? We've talked about this.
Oh, so we are in Skirk's memories.
He's a crabby old man, and he's a boring old man. I don't like going to his classes.
Oh, it's actually small Skirk.
Excuse me. You shouldn't talk about your teacher like that. It's very disrespectful.
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point forcing her to sit through more classes if she doesn't want to be there. But I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday. Why don't you tell your dad all about it?
Aww.
I went diving, and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb, though, with that stupid big fat head. I tried to shake its fin, but it just spat water at me.
There's a heart shape on her head.
Oh, and today, I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire. I bet if I climbed on its back, it could fly me all the way to the stars.
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet too. Otherwise, how are you gonna hear me call you for dinner up there in the stars?
Aww.
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on my own, Zilly. Anyway, gotta go. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Aww, she was a cute kid.
Wait! Put on a coat at least. You'll catch a cold. I'm talking to you, young lady. You spoil that child, you know. Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside. Always going on about exploring the beyond one day, whatever that means.
Ah, let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite. Come on, our little adventurer's gonna be hungry when she gets back. Let's get started on dinner.
Aww. Also, merchant ship. I'm not sure I mean the kind of ship that sails in the seas. Not ones made of water, anyway. I'm out. The weather's wonderful today. Yummy!
The stars shimmer high above. But what lies beyond the stars? Mountains as far as the eye can see? An endless snowy plain? Or maybe buildings taller than the sky, like the people from the merchant ship said. I can't be the only one asking these questions. The universe is fascinating.
Okay, maybe she does
Only
still
we could
need.
meet some other people like me. We could set sail together and explore every corner of the world.
Maybe it still is. Ocean ships. Memoria Sealy. Yeah, basically.
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all. But for now, I'm starving. Better get back.
Oh, there's not gonna be a home to return to, is there? These kind of memories never go well. Huh? What's over there? Something's going on?
Don't let a single one of them get away!
Called it.
No, please spare the children. Stay back.
They're coming!
Run!
Help!
Eliminate the threat. Take them down.
Don't be scared. Help!
This way!
We'll never make it! Fire. There's fire everywhere. What happened?
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders!
Why are you doing this? What did we do to deserve this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink. Showed you the best our home has to offer. Gifted you cloth dyed by our own hands. And this is how you treat us?
run! Save yourselves!
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2 surrounded.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command. No one is to be left alive.
Rest assured, sir. We have enough munitions to annihilate these savages and burn their entire civilization to the ground.
Good.
Bunch
The
of
only ones who put up a real
fucking
fight are that man and his wife, correct?
racists.
What's their status?
We shot the man in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist attempting to fight back. They won't be doing much more fighting. They're holed up in their home for now, but they won't last long. To prevent them from making some kind of last stand, we're planning to clear out the other zones first so we can send a bigger squadron to surround them.
Well, well. Turns out some of these beasts do know how to use their claws. Now the threat these savages pose will be undeniable. Let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer. Once the other zones are cleared, I'll cut off their heads myself.
This is shockingly brutal by Genshin standards, goddamn. Smells like something burning. What's going on?
Dad? Mom? Skirk, you're all right? Thank heavens.
I'm so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you need to go. It isn't safe here. They'll be back any second.
What happened? You're bleeding a lot. Dad? Mom?
This is the place. Alert all units. Prepare to surround.
Run, Skirk! Run as far away as you can. Don't trust anyone.
Ah. So that's where that comes from, huh?
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive. My clever girl, so curious. You're already so brave. I know you're going to grow up to be such a positive light in this world.
Whenever you miss us, just play this song. Remember, life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
Break down the door! Look what we have here. A savage that can pluck a tune. Well, the show's over. You! Stop singing! Shut it! I said shut it or I'll make you!
Ah. Here's the pain.
You're awake?
Props to her voice actress, by the way. I think that from what I've heard so far, I believe that the EN version is actually the only one that actually sings.
I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, time for the second stage of your training. This time, the focus is elemental energy. Come find me when you're ready to begin.
Are we not going to address what we saw? No? Fair enough, I guess that would just make things awkward. In the second round of special training. Sure.
Man, staying in the abyss feels so surreal, don't you think?
I mean, technically speaking, we already spent quite a bit of time in the abyss every month.
No day and
The
no
spiral
night.
nature, anyway.
It's like time hardly exists. If we weren't careful to keep track, it feels like we'd have no idea how long we've even been here. Well, except for the fact that Paimon still gets hungry like clockwork. You go do your training. Paimon's gonna grab a bite.
Got Paimon as a clock. Ready to start.
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy. And after that, you're free to challenge even higher dimensions. The natural energy of Tevat is, of course, elemental energy. But that's not my area of expertise. I draw from a different source of power.
Yeah.
Abyssal power.
Must mean abyssal
yes.
power, yeah.
Also known as the power of the Void Realm. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the Abyss. An act for which the people of Conria gave them the epithet, the 5 Sinners.
Oh, so that's where they got
The
that
elemental
title from.
energy of Tevat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. These 2 forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other. Suffice to say, there's not much I can teach you this time.
But there's something familiar about the power you use. It's almost related to cryo in some way.
A keen observation, traveler. Call it respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear cryo-like in nature.
Yeah, fair. If you walked around just yeeting abyssal power everywhere, chances of people would not take kindly to that.
It's a
for
technique I
starters.
learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power, I can teach it to you.
Abyssal power doesn't suit me. I have the ability to purify abyssal power.
So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power. But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, power does not simply disappear.
Yeah, what are you trying? It's absorption, not purification.
Just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's gonna help us if the situation gets tricky.
Which does beg the question, are we ever gonna, like, get full of abyssal power? Is there gonna be a point where we can't fit more?
But only if you make the choice to pick yourself up again every time you fall. So, it's time to push yourself to the limit, and then keep pushing. This is the only way to advance at pace.
Well, I would love to train my elemental powers. Unfortunately, I can only have one at a time, apparently.
Use the
So we're gonna be stuck with
clear the
Dendro.
field as fast as you can.
Well, never mind. Apparently we'll be swapping through. Huh, we even get a reduced cooldown. That's fun. Whee!
Windblade! Disappear!
Although we are still missing cryo, of course.
Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
Windblade! Windblade!
Train the elemental powers one by one, ending with Hydro. Oh god, it's actually forcing us to...
Hydro to destroy the spikes.
I believe this is the most use Hydro Traveler has ever gotten since its inception.
Go!
I'm sorry, Hydro Traveler has such a bad kid.
Doctor, don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Pyro is decent, you just have better options. I think so, at least.
Water jet!
Like, the main niche of Pyro Traveler is Pyro Application. But that was mostly handled by Mavuika in the very same patch, so...
Go!
Ah, dang it, I didn't destroy enough spikes, apparently. Pew 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 pew.
Go!
Wyatt, now that I think about it, us heading to Nordcry means we won't be... Along my journey I've gained different elemental... Sorry. Never trained them all at once like this. Yeah, we know that much. You stupid bastard. No, but now that I think about it, if we're not getting Cryo Traveler in Nordquai, that actually means we're going to go a whole patch cycle without a new Traveler element. Not that a lot of people use the Traveler, it's just an interesting observation I'm making, that's all.
You need to understand what makes you special.
In fact, I can use several of them.
The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch between the elements at will.
Oh, I wish I could swap it. That's still so confusing to me. Why, like Star Whale does that so well to just let Kalis or Stell swap between paths at like with one click in the menu. Why can't we let the Traveler do that? Why do I have to manually run between statues of the 7 each time I want to swap around my element? That's the main reason I'm not paying any attention to Pyro Traveler, because my Traveler is currently built for Dendro, and I don't want to build Traveler twice and then have to swap and then have to wander between statues all the time just to swap the element whenever I need another one.
It means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not bound by the rules of this world, so be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your own path.
Graceful as the wind, tough as stone, nimble as lightning, flourishing like foliage. I can feel the power of the elements flowing through me. Sometimes as peaceful as a flowing stream, other times surging like a raging river. If I close my eyes, I can almost hear their voices. But it's not like some wild beast battling me for dominion. It's more like saying hello to an old friend.
Very good.
Now that would have been sick for like a hydro burst instead of the fucking bubble we got. God damn. How long has it been this time?
Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training, which is a good sign. Relentless practice with the elements has drained all your strength, but it's also what allowed you to make progress. Get some rest. When you wake up, we'll proceed to the final stage of your training.
Also, I just realized, I know that we were probably not going to be in here for more than a day or two in Tevat time. Maybe we still should have told Baidu that we might be gone a little while. Bro must be panicking currently because one of his patients just disappeared into thin air. We should be happy if man has alerted the entire, like, Liyue military coming to hunt us down. Like, between Shanhe, Ganyu, all the Adepti, the fucking Catching and Ningguang. Like, if we suddenly got disappeared in Liyue, we'd be on a wanted list all over again, just in a more nice way this time around, I suppose. It's time for more traumatizing background story for Skirk. At least we might hear her pretty singing again. This place again. Hello, Skirk. You bring me here? No response. The strange creature just floated away. What is that thing? What is it doing in Skirk's inner world? And where's it taking me this time? To Narnia. Narnia was on fire, being pillaged by racists, and probably being doomed to planetary destruction.
Longing. Hatred. Self-preservation. No. It is fear.
That is one ominous looking fucking mini shade.
The fear of losing those you love. The fear of watching your home burn. Fear of loneliness. Fear of death. Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment and overcome hardship. It is in the process of prevailing over our fears that we surpassed first ourselves and then the rest of the world. That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. And it is time to answer.
Then he looked her in the abyss for a while. Ow, it hurts. Daddy, mommy. Because we already heard that he was not a kind teacher.
Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead. Do not make me tell you twice.
Case in point.
But, Master, I can barely lift the sword anymore. If I keep going, I feel like my wrist is going to break.
So it has not broken yet. Then pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. I want to hear the cracking and splintering of bone.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
After all, bones can always be reset.
Ouch. Can't breathe. Everything's gone black. Oh.
Good Skirk. Once again, you survived. How do you feel?
Cold and pain.
These are signs that you are adapting to the abyss. Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, each time you claw back from the brink of death, you become stronger.
Although I'm a bit confused at the moment. Because we saw, like, in the trailers, we saw Child Skirk on what I could only presume was a whole different planet, since we saw Adult Skirk later enter through the broken sky into Teyvat. So how is she as a child being trained by someone from Conway? That currently doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Also, let me hydrate real quick.
I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. Your potential goes beyond even what I could have anticipated. But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training.
That was the mercy version? Oh, fuck me.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak. And become master over your physical form. Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh. And mend what is broken. Then take up your sword.
I don't like this foul guy. Then again, his name is literally the Foul, so that might be intentional.
Yes, Master.
I feel like Child definitely got luckier in that regard. The dream is over, but I can't get that suffocating, oppressive feeling out of my head. So many questions about Skirk's past. Where does she come from? What's she been through?
You're up! Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to
Debatable.
tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your training whenever you are.
Aw, didn't even get to hear her sing again.
So, wanna head over now? Or did you wanna wait a little?
Really want answers, but right now it's vital that I complete my training. Once that's done, I'll find a chance to talk to her. I'm not sure that's a conversation she wants to have, my man. I'm being quite honest here. So, what's it gonna be this time? Am I gonna be quizzed on Genshin lore?
From your training so far, You have gained better command of the sword, and more control over your elemental abilities.
Well, thanks to your guidance.
That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friends you have made, the dangers you have faced. These have taught you more than I ever could. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations. To simulate this, I'm going to attack, and you're going to block. Ready?
Are we gonna use the parry mechanic? Give me a worst.
Not bad. That defensive stance looks near unbreakable. Just like your sister. Oh, that reminds me. You still don't know what happened to her, do you?
Why do you? Ah, that was the idea. Fair enough. Not only did she get Eva, she got me as well. Oh.
Hey, no fair! That's cheating!
Not really.
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want. But only if you live to tell the tale. The dead don't get to complain.
That is...
Strong emotions will always arise in combat.
fair enough.
Anxiety, anger, fear. But a true warrior is never at their whim. Only when you are free from the influence of emotion can you make the right choice, no matter the situation.
Are you describing yourself?
How amusing. Almost sounds like you think you know me.
I think I already know a lot more about you than you would want me to,
But
ever.
you don't. You can choose your own path. We are not the same. Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. Make the most rational and advantageous decision in any given moment. This is your final training session. Look alive. Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Ah, neat. Oh god. She's just standing there, menacingly. Oh god. Didn't even notice those. Why am I not reaching?
Go!
Close enough. That was more luck than aim, but we'll take it. Pew 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 pew.
Not bad. Better than I expected.
Thank you, Sensei. It's not easy to control my emotions. Battle is overwhelming, but I can just focus all my attention on what my opponent is doing and how I should respond. It's almost like my emotions take a back seat.
You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind. You want a unified train of thought. It all comes down to focus.
Focus. Focus on the battle. Isn't that even a voice line of ours? Or is that cutting? I'm not sure. I think it's working. I can choose to tune out anything that isn't relevant to the battle, but I think I'm still pretty far from having full control over my emotions.
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training. You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form.
Skirk went through this kind of training too, didn't she? How merciless does the training have to be to make someone substitute all emotion for pure reason?
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can tell your mind has wandered. That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused sounds simple in theory, but in practice, it's more demanding than sword work or elemental abilities.
Dirk is right. Now that I've stopped all the emotions I was suppressing are washing back to the surface. Pain, exhaustion, frustration, doubt, but exhaustion is the main one. Like I could fall asleep on the spot.
Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning, the only goal of this training is for you to reach a point that you're satisfied with. You managed to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud of that, and sleep well knowing that you've earned it.
She's a much better teacher than Sortologli was. No wonder Skirk got that powerful in 3 months. Hey, I even got a little chest for my... Yippee. Hydro Sigil. How are we in Fontaine? Let's hold up there. There are stars up there, just noticed that. Oh. Any last words?
Warriors will train day and night to perfect their skills. But when the battle comes, their fate may be decided in a matter of minutes. One mistake, one moment of hesitation. And just like that, all their blood, sweat, and tears were for nothing. You need to push yourself to perfection, or you might not even live to regret it.
You have a very grim mindset, lady. Then again, that's probably why you survived in a place like this, so... Can't even blame you. Alright. Time for what I presume is gonna be the third and final dream. Some last bit of Skirk lore, maybe? Or are you hopping straight into my dreams this time? Apparently the white void has claimed us. Okay, no, there we go. Looks like I'm back in Skirk's inner world. I don't see that strange creature this time, but I think I can navigate the space on my own now, even without it here to guide me. I don't know how to leave, so I'm stuck until I wake up. Can't hurt to take a look around while I wait. Take a look around.
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head clean off.
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she? I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on the mend, she got right back to practicing her sword work. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever. Skirk's becoming more like him by the day.
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever reach their level. They're always so resolute, so unshakable.
These are the disciples from the Foul and Conwea then. That just makes my question even more important to get an answer to.
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world?
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Survivor's guilt. Yeah, seems about right.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers from the stars. I just need to wait till I'm grown up. Then I can do anything.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past and become someone stronger.
Run! Skirk! Run!
Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
Cataclysm or PTSD?
Let's see here. First things first,
Oh.
you need a new identity.
Hi, Alice.
Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How about saying you hail from beneath the earth instead? As the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
He had a little tea party with Alice. That's cute.
Splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return. Although it might not be what you want to hear. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every once in a while is never a bad idea. Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer hear her voice.
He's probably talking about the mini past Skirk. Where did you get fish in this play? Huh? It's over. I can hear the crackling of a fire in the distance, and there's a fragrant aroma in the air. Grilled meat.
You're awake!
Oh, more grilled fish, really. Morning.
You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue feast just for you.
Yeah, I am starving.
Of course you are. That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all ready for you. Dig in before it gets cold.
So you're best friends now. The image of Paimon and Skirk trying to get along to cook a meal is actually rather cute.
Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she can forgive the whole ice cream thing. Paimon's not one to hold a grudge.
Well, you're not one to hold a grudge if you can be bribed with a meal, that is. I still know of a certain Animal Archon who still hasn't got rid of his stupid nickname.
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat until after the meal.
Poor Venti. You all dig in and make quick work of the food.
So full. Okay, it's Paimon's turn to sleep now. Wake her up when it's time to go.
I mean, technically that just means it's time to sleep now, isn't it? If we want to head into my dream.
I have good news. First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Continue to learn from your journey and hone your skills against formidable opponents. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. Next, you just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded.
That was a lot easier than I expected.
When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So I allowed him to ask me 3 of them before he left.
He left his relative. Didn't you yeet him into a fissure in space?
You and I may never meet again, traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your opportunity. Just like Ajax, I'll answer 3 of your questions.
After spending time in Skirk's inner world and witnessing her memories, there's so many questions I could ask. The most important one is... Are you really from Tevet?
Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask that?
I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but while we were dream mirroring, I think I saw your memories. That is the most emotion we got out of her so far. Exactly. This is the first time I've seen Skirk break her composure. Guess this really took her by surprise.
I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason.
Didn't seem to have worked that well then.
Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness.
So Skirk didn't share those memories with me on purpose, and in fact she tried her best to keep them from me. Wait, speaking of endless darkness, my first time there, that was all I saw until that strange creature appeared, so it was probably actually fucking Nicole or one of the Hexen Circle members coming in for some fuckery, wasn't it?
Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some recent circumstances, my self-control has been lacking as of late. Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it a secret. No, I'm not from Tevat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the stars. A lot like you in some ways.
Like me? Do you mean you're also a descender?
No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. But me, I'm just passing through.
Sorry I'm back. What do you think of Sertology? That Sertology is a bit of a cunt, ain't he? Don't like him. Don't like him at all. Especially I'm very much opposed to his teaching methods. Also,
Several
welcome
hundred
back.
years
Lovely to
ago,
have you.
My master, Sertology, opened the border between worlds and sent me here. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown of space. So, there you have it. On to your second question.
Use Goku if Goku knew what morals are and decided to ignore them. I mean, if anything, I would compare him to Frieza at the moment. Especially with all the purple. Also, sorry if my neck snaps. Gotta grab something to drink real quick. Also, I'm pretty sure what made us see Skirk's memories is Nicole. Or N. Was it Nicole? I'm not sure. It was no the Hexen Circle member N. But I'm unsure if Nicole was the name or if I'm just remembering that name because yes, Nicole Ween apparently. Yee, that would make sense. Alright, 2 more questions. What is your goal in coming here?
To become stronger. For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength.
Also, her being from a different planet really explains why she's looking more like a Honkai Impact 3rd character than a Genshin Impact 1, doesn't it?
To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. That is my sole focus and purpose. Okay. You have one question remaining.
Skirk's goal is to defeat the Foul. I can hear how serious this is for her. I wonder what those certain reasons could be. But given how quickly she blazed through that answer, I doubt she wants to talk about it. One question left. What should I ask?
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss.
It also means Tevat is in the whole world and mostly a planet in the Hoyoverse. I mean, we already know that. Like how Honkai Impact 3rd planet is supposedly in Honkai Star Rail 2. Yeah, exactly. We did know that Tevat is just one planet, of course, because, well, Traveler is from another place, so there already had to be a different planet. The real question is whether or not whether or not Tevat exists in the Honkai Star Rail universe or not, which I kind of doubt, if I'm honest. There is that one planet which has a Genshin reference, but in my opinion that is like in an artifact description in Star Rail, but in my opinion that seems more like, you know, a cheeky Easter egg rather than anything actually relevant. Because, for example, Zenless also doesn't seem to be connected to the Honkai-verse in any shape or form. So not all Genshin, not all Hoyo games need to be interconnected. For Honkai Star Rail, it's of course more because, well, Both of of course, Honkai Impact and Honkai Star Rail are connected, considering they're both games in the Honkai series. But Genshin Impact is a Genshin game. There is no Impact series, so it would be cool, but I highly doubt that. That would cause so many trouble. That would cause more trouble for the Genshin world as it is established right now than it would benefit either the Star Rail or the Genshin Impact universe, in my opinion.
But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing.
Oh, maybe I should take this opportunity to get Child some answers.
Well, your last question?
You know Child is looking for you, right? Are you going to let him see you?
Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people, studied their techniques, and developed your own skill set. So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. A complete blank canvas.
He's your baby boy.
Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, that would only hinder his growth. Once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Until then, let that motivate him to reach his full potential.
Oh, she's going full Asian mom on him, huh? That was a calm and calculated answer. It's like she was talking about something entirely mundane. I don't know why, but I'm not buying it. She makes it sound like the decision has everything to do with Child and nothing to do with her. But what does she actually feel about it? Well, she just probably is nervous. Yubis is completely silent. This domain must get lonely after a while. Not to mention, she said it's been hundreds of years since she arrived in Teyvat. Even longer than that if you account for how slowly time passes in here.
Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it.
In all that time, she never established a connection with this world. Was it really just because she looks down on the weak? Nah. No way in hell. That should give me a straight answer if I asked. Besides, I already used up my free question. She was happy to give me the cold hard facts, but I still feel like I haven't heard her true voice.
Wake up your companion. It's time to go. Oh, and everything I just told you. Best keep it a secret from her as well.
I like how Paimon, Feinen and Paimon? No, how Paimon is suckling her thumb. The little baby. Your little chunky little baby. Exactly.
Time to go. Oh, finally. Where are we headed?
Good question. Where are we headed? Apparently
Just
1,000 meters
me.
in that direction.
I'll open an abyssal rift close to the culprit's location. It will take us.
Whoops. Ow! Could you not? We were trying to have a moment. For freak's sake.
Fearless.
So apparently we're entering through the... Huh. This place looks weirdly important, yet there's nothing here. Except for a Hydro Slime. Hello! And once again, abyss fuckery happens near the chasm. This place still also has so many questions
This is near
open.
the chasm, right?
That's what I'm saying! I'm taking the words right out of my mouth again.
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place from your dream. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now, but still, this is someone else's territory. Best to proceed with caution.
Don't worry. Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people for safety.
How reassuring.
Oh, but, that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
I will.
All right. Remember your training. Time to put it to use.
Alrighty then. Oh hey, now we can actually... Yep. It just straight up isn't rendered from the other direction. Imagine someone just stumbles around here, some dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Ah! Get sucked into a fucking void rift. Huh. Why is it so purple? Also, I just realized this isn't even my Skirk, this is a trial one. And for some reason we're paired with Hydro Traveler of all things? Really? I feel like there are better characters to lend you than frickin' Hydro Traveler.
Whoa! Look at all these spikes! Careful! Don't get hit! You know what? Paimon's just gonna float behind you. Come on, you got this.
Helpful as ever.
Hey, what are you two doing here?
Who's that? Don't interrupt our research! Oh, never mind, they are boys.
Dusty. House. Let's press on.
I still gotta read up on her best rotations, by the way, so if my gameplay is clunky, that's why. I like her playstyle though. As I mentioned, I do like Death by 1,000 Cuts. So like enhanced basic attacks are usually one of my favorites.
Did we make it to his hiding place? Ugh, this fog is making it impossible to see anything!
This should be the place where you were attacked, Traveler. The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Can you sense where it is?
Close my eyes and focus on the light that came from my wound back then. Yes, I can sense something, and it is nearby. I can't tell the exact location.
Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case. Otherwise, you should have sensed it much more strongly.
It is a part of my soul, after all. I'd be shocked if I couldn't, like, sense it.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. If you're too reckless, we might be playing right into his hands. Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. It's likely he integrated it into his attack somehow. If we're smart about this, we can track it down.
Again, no long shields to hide behind. Ow. Which of course means I immediately got hit. Oh Jesus, for being infinite. I thought the Infinite Blade Works collab was with Star Whale, not Genshin.
From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see.
You okay there? You alright? That thing. Ow! Oh! Thank you? Huh. But my soul back.
There. I got it back.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Traveler! Skirk!
That was a cool cutscene.
What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Guili Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as his target. Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability to, as you put it, purify abyssal power, whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something that should have been completely impossible. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power.
So you were his real target and I was a bait.
No. He couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected it to come in handy so soon. Call it fate if you want. I believe that's the term they use in this world for arbitrary coincidences like this. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me the chance to get back what you lost.
But you...
I'll cope.
As long as you don't see you.
Well, done gorging? Good. Time to answer some questions. How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring narwhal? Oh, of course! Paimon knew that spike thing looked familiar. It looks just like that narwhal's horn!
Does it? I don't recall.
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. Tell me I'm wrong. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you wouldn't be able to defeat a creature like that. Which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the Foul, Sertologi.
The Foul? Who dares call him foul?
Apparently it's a Sertologism.
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling to hold a basic conversation.
Sad, I was kind of hoping that we might actually meet the real Sertologi.
A little longer. I'm still...
Look! It's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit.
What we gotta do?
Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action.
Skirk was stabbed by one of the spikes while retrieving the fragment of my soul, and in the process some of her power was stolen. The culprit is hiding somewhere beyond the fog. I have a good understanding of his attack pattern from the fight list now. If we pursue him, our chances of winning are high. Skirk's breathing is weaker than usual. If we attack now, I can't guarantee her or Paimon's safety. It's a hard decision to make, but I think we should get out of here.
Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after a single battle. You've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. It won't be for long. Get us out of here, traveler. You'll need to lead the way this time.
Yes, ma'am. Ow.
Skirk, is your shoulder...
Immediately got stabbed.
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Uh-oh! Falling spikes! Run!
Nigundayo! Let's ignore the hilly trails. Not that I could take them on. I'm goddamn hydro traveler. What the frick am I gonna do? Smokey, exactly. This now makes my stream a JoJo reference. Ow, ow. One.
Power has something to do
Slowly.
with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
Trolley had her suspicions. Oh.
That's why I decided to investigate in the first
place. It's always so funny when I start talking, the game immediately uses the exact same wording.
Oh, we should be safe here, right?
I no longer sense his presence. Can't have followed us out of that abyssal domain. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it.
The all-devouring narwhal, its power he even managed to steal from you of all people.
You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw could swallow a planet whole. It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive, as long as it manages to make physical contact.
Yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neverlet mentioned that it has an instinct to devour.
Your dragon
Most
friend
things do.
recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive than usual. It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space. But I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Meaning, he must have known my master.
Yeah, hearing you say the foul definitely got a reaction out of him.
Exactly. It told me everything I needed
Looks like
to
he
know.
failed training lesson
Hence
number
why
3.
I said we both got what we came for. And I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get back to your own journey. I'll handle the rest of this situation myself.
What if I want to help you?
No way! We can't leave now! Something was stolen from you because of us. We have to help you get it back!
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
We can call it a transaction again. We help you get your stuff back, and in return you save the world from that weird abyss guy. Right?
What if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. Not without your full strength.
The way she's looking down, she kind of
So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so
looks
bad, does it?
dejected. It's not out of pity. You said I don't want to be in your debt. Well, I still am.
Fair enough. Then take this.
What is it?
A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know that much.
Are you gonna bribe us to leave?
I'll leave the planning to you.
Okay, never
Hurry
mind.
up and decide where to go. We shouldn't linger.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest.
Go to Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Where?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. We can let.
Paimon gets the feeling Skirk wouldn't like being around a lot of people. Oh wait!
Yeah.
Baishu said we could rest in the back room of the pharmacy, didn't he? Let's head there!
We can check in with Baiju again. Let him know. Hey, by the way, sorry for disappearing for a couple of days.
He'll know something about Master. I'm sure of it. Next time, I need to be ready.
How's the shoulder?
Fine. It was just a scratch. It'll take time to recover my strength, of course. But adapting to situations like this is nothing new for me.
Your outfit looks different. Right, it did look different in the Abyss.
This. It's a star crystal suit. Abyssal energy is scarce in Teyvat. Wearing this helps me access it more freely. It stores concentrated abyssal energy that I can draw from on the go. When the energy runs out, it reverts back to its original form.
Oh, neat.
Found somewhere to rest. Well, lead the way then.
Also, give me just a moment. Where's my... And I'm already back. So I had to go turn on the light in my room real quickly. It's getting dark outside. And I don't want to sit in the dark playing Genshin Impact. This isn't COVID anymore. I'm no longer that sad of an existence. Now I just stream Genshin instead. Anyway. Boo Boo Pharmacy. Let's get going, shall we? Oh, Baiju. Although, hey, Skirk is injured. We can just...
Strike a pose! Oh.
There we go. Full HP again. Wonderful. Right? That's how that works. I think.
Huh. This bag from Skirk has a ton of Mora in it.
Paimon, we're not going to whoop our teacher.
Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? It would go something like...
Escapade with 200 IP. I know she's injured, but it wasn't part of the joke, okay?
I'll be collecting my paycheck now, boss. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did you do to get all this Mora?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward. It's safe to use.
Ah! You heard all that?
You weren't exactly trying to keep quiet, Paimon.
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest mountaintop.
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little, joke earlier?
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
Paimon's whispering needs some work. Also, nice camera angle. Sorry, that's... My eyes are drawn here because of the dialogue options, okay? Nothing else.
No. Sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now.
Anyway.
She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah, she's a piece of work, that one. Always impersonating Paimon and giving people weird nicknames.
Caused a lot of drama in the voice acting scene.
Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start. But things are different now. You helped the Traveler in a big way, so... What do you say? Friends?
Well-baked camera angle, that's one way to put it.
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
Wait, what about you?
Also, you didn't say friends back.
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work. That should help me regain some strength.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just leave! Whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back eventually.
Aw, Paimon's pouting
Let's
now.
get some sleep, Traveler. That comfy bed is calling, Paimon.
Good night, little one. Skirk is stubborn. If I tried to convince her to take it easy, I doubt she'd listen. Paimon is right. Skirk will stop and take a break once she gets tired. I hope. She'll just get some sleep. Ah, Mimir. You good? Skirk? Costly's acting like she didn't just get stabbed in the shoulder. Oh, something seems off with her though. Why are you sparkling, woman?
Quiet.
Who's she talking to? There's no one around unless... Dreaming?
Do you even remember how many of us perished in
that
fire? How many
nope,
bodies
it's the
were left
PTSD.
to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run, Skirk. Run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
Right in the dream I witnessed, Skirk was training alone, but there were disembodied voices talking to her. One of them mentioned a fire. I wonder what happened exactly. If only she could just talk to us.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That bed was so comfy. Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole night?
Aw,
The bed's all yours if you want it.
she drunk the tea we made her. Covered your strength yet?
About 60%. Maybe 70.
Whew! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of days. That was fast.
No, not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome fell short.
Maybe it's because of the spike that stabbed you and the fact that you got stabbed.
No, I think the problem's with me. I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense. We'll watch over you in the meantime then.
Thanks. See you in 2 days.
Do you want like a comfy spot on the bed or something? Should we grab a pillow for you to sit in the corner ominously for a while? How is this gonna go? No, she just floats in the middle of the room. For literally 2 days. Okay then. I guess this works. Isn't Baiju going to ask a question like She just talked to strangers. Yeah, but like isn't Baiju going to come into his like into his spec room like, oh hey traveler, by the way, why is there a woman floating in the corner? Isn't he going to be a little confused?
Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she be awake by now?
Maybe it's not going too well. Also, again, wouldn't Baiju be asking some questions around this point?
Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Oh wait! Breakfast! That's it! Paimon will go get breakfast! Skirk is gonna be starving when she wakes up.
Sure, go ask Chi-Chi if she has any coconut milk left over.
Be right back.
Maybe even cocoa goat milk. The most legendary of them all. Skirk looks so serene, almost like she really is asleep. Hi? What are you doing here? Cocoa goat milk, yes, hey chat. Calm down a little. This place feels familiar. Where am I exactly? The towering cliffs with the trees and a strange river flowing from the horizon all the way here. Broken up several times along the way with a waterfall at each breakpoint. Closer inspection, the color of the water is changing. The closer I get to the lower portion, the darker it becomes, almost as if... Did you bring me here?
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as the threshold between the soul and dreams.
You don't sound like Nicole.
This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate a small portion for you back then.
So you can speak.
Actually, it's my first time talking to someone like this. I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can speak again, too. Call it fate, if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world for lucky coincidences like this, right? Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here, so what's your impression of this place?
What is that river?
Oh, you noticed. This river represents Skirk's strength. Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments of Skirk's life should converge into a single stream of memories and emotions, flowing forward as one.
I take it back, this probably isn't Nicole. This probably is quite literally the her that Alice was talking about, which seems to be like a literal manifestation of like Skirk's younger self.
But as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. It's because Skirk doesn't like who she was in the past.
But if she connected those rivers, wouldn't she be much stronger?
and all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past, and begins anew.
Wait, that reminds me of something.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical form.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
See, so it was sort of lonely you taught Skirk to replace all emotion with reason. And since then it's been a constant process of abandoning, refuting and erasing her past self. I suppose it is the secret to her strength. But it's such a sad thing to think about. What has she been through? Why does it have to be this way?
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see. Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories etched into her heart, lies the truth of it all. Soon, you'll understand everything.
Fair enough then. This does seem very Economia for some reason, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure the track is even Economian. This looks like a coastline. Oh, I recognize the drawing on the sand. Wait, isn't that the picture I drew for Paimon? Why is it showing up in Skirk's memories?
I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, they can still form bonds of kinship when they meet. Like meteors. You both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, although she hesitated for a moment, she still chose to walk away. Indifferent as ever.
Why? What'd I do? Think about it, it's not surprising at all. After what happened at one restaurant, it's obvious she prefers to disappear from other people's lives. She hasn't seen Child in years either. Doubt she's ever made a connection with this world of her own volition. What I'm seeing now is a microcosm of her entire life.
Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to avoid altering its path. But the reason for that decision stems from events much earlier on in her life. Let's keep going. It's still a long way to the source of the river.
I like the sparkle effect in the water here. Whee! Wonder what happened to cause that cut.
You now have what it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, I shall teach you no more.
That probably.
No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs and claws. Now, you must learn to hunt.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own, Master?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. And piece together a new future from the shattered remnants of your past.
I feel like you may have failed that first assignment.
We will still have contact through the abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes. Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
That is a badass design, goddamn. Also, what the fuck?
Why do you do that?
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst for human evolution. You have tasted loss. You have known fear, so deep.
Oh,
it can be
that's...
felt
Yeah,
in the
that's why he doesn't want close to Ajax, because otherwise the foul is gonna come for his ass.
But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus, pain dampens over time. And the acrid taste of fear becomes but a distant memory. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood. Or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
Oh, I fucking hate the guy. That explains why her goal is to kill Sertolodli, because once he is gone, she won't have to worry about him coming to mess with Ajax and co anymore. Figure next to Skirk looks familiar. Right, I saw the same figure during the battle against the old devouring narwhal.
That is what Skirk's master, the Foul, Sertolodli, looked like at one point in time.
So you can change form.
Of course. As a higher being, physical form is a triviality to him. He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when traveling through the stars.
Kinda like how Alice can choose to appear as a fluffy little Dodoka creature. Used to think Sertolodli and Skirk were just master and disciple like Skirk and Child. Now I see why Skirk chose to distance herself from humanity. Sertolodli told her to put down roots here while at the same time threatening to destroy whatever life she managed to create.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk
Oh,
the
I
path
fucking
he
hate
once
the
walked. And somewhere along the way,
Can we
I'll
kill him?
find out how to defeat
Please.
him. That is my sole focus and purpose.
So that's what she meant, but I still don't understand why Sertolodli would do that. When he said I didn't pick up on a conflict between them. Because he's a fucked up guy.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Sertolodli is terrifying.
There's a reason they call that fucker the Foul. You don't get a title through that by being a nice guy who fucking goes around giving kids candy.
The scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is absolute. The power to crush all things. Shall we keep going? Let's see. We're about halfway there.
You don't? No, you don't. Also, hi, Xeed. Lovely to see you. Again, in a region where a literal fucking abyss order is active, and in a group called the Five Sinners of Karnria, he is known as the Foul. I'm not sure how him being a bad guy is surprising. That's if you had like an NPC called fucking the Loathsome Baby Eater, and then there's a moment in the game like, dear God, I can't believe this man eats babies. It's literally in the name. This must be Skirk when she was a kid.
We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Sertolodli.
I have set your broken
Little baby.
wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train twice as hard.
Like Freewind Demon Scotch. I mean, technically speaking, they are still human. I think. Mortar is kind of wonky.
No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit of the weak. A pitiful, useless ploy.
Can I ask a question, Master? Why did you save me? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy I have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot. Before me, even fate bends the knee.
Oh, I hate him. He's ruining her entire life for a challenge.
So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary. In the hope that one day, you might surprise me.
That is the fucking worst because whatever you do, he wins.
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void. You of all people know that well.
Yes, Master. From that day forward, all she knew was grueling training, emptiness, and fatigue. After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotions, like her master. How should I put it? It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. I suppose it was at this point that she became the Skirk you know today.
Lodi saved Skirk from a disaster when she was a child and never even tried to hide his ulterior motive. But she didn't exactly have a whole lot of other options. Suppose that leaves one final mystery: what really happened with the disaster back then? Lodi's final words to Skirk were cold and cruel, but Skirk's reaction made it seem like it was a truth she knew all too well. A feeling it comes back to what happened back then.
We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. Well, shall we? This is the final stretch.
Oh, this is... Whatever is about to be revealed, it's gonna be painful, because Genshin can never stop traumatizing their player base. Whee! Hello. Why didn't you talk?
These are Skirk's happiest
Aww.
memories.
Look at that happy little
What a
baby.
simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, not even the shyest of flowers could resist swaying along.
I mean, that's the base of a long-lasting relationship. Trauma? Even if we break up with Genshin, the trauma will remain? Oh god, no, that's a very toxic relationship we're having with that game here, then. We even pay for that privilege, huh?
This is Skirk's
Well,
homeland.
most players do.
She was
Everyone
so
wails
curious about
eventually.
everything as a child. Always skipping school to go exploring instead. There was so much
I
to
wonder,
discover.
actually.
The treasures at the bottom of the sea. The secrets beyond the stars. And that merchant ship packed with adults wearing those strange clothes. Yes, the ship. That was the beginning of the end.
I wonder if there's like a statistic for like, we pay for the relationship. Sounds like the average relationship for me. Fair enough, but I wonder how much the average Genshin player actually spends on the game. That would be an interesting question. Obviously, whales are gonna be the ones paying the bulk of it all, but you know. Also, I think my bitrate just crumbled into dust, so I'm sorry if I get a bit wonky. Am I still there? Hello? Chat, let me know if I'm alive. My bitrate just swapped over to unstable, so I don't know if I'm still online or not. Chat? Chat? Chat! I think I'm dead, actually. No one's responding. Never mind, no, I'm wiggling. Maybe it's just, maybe the delay just has gotten big. Yeah, okay, yeah. Looks like the delay has increased a lot because the connection has gotten a little wonky. Yeah, looks like it was just still there, okay, yeah. Looks like it was a temporary issue.
It was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that
So it was a
disembarked wore
spaceship.
smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from a neighboring planet, looking to establish trade. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms and allowed them to explore the planet. To them, the visitors were guests and should be treated with hospitality. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived without warning and carried out a ruthless campaign to destroy everything and everyone on the planet.
What in the
Scarlet had
Warhammer?
skipped school that day,
Oh,
like so many
Jesus.
times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home
Oh.
that day, only fire and ruin awaited her.
So the little wings on her back are actually something she has from
Countless
her
people
original
cried
ways.
out to her for help. People she knew and loved.
Yeah,
friends and
focus on
relatives.
the interesting
The
Lord
little girl
tidbit.
who lived next door. The shop owner, the bad leg. The bad-tempered teacher she had made fun of just that morning. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. She kept running until an unexpected figure crossed her path. If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained, left to rot in the scorched earth, with no answer as to why any of this was happening.
Lesson learned, skip school, kids. I suppose so. Why did the people destroy her home?
Because she and her people were seen as a threat.
What?
As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the periods of extreme heat or cold in the past. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment or energy source. For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat, and decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. And so, the army was called, and the so-called danger was wiped from the face of the planet.
Because of speculation.
Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness that doomed them. But in the end, that was lost to the blaze as well. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so, before death could claim her, she ran. She ran and never stopped.
Now I see why Sertology's threat is such a terrifying prospect for her.
No one wants to relive their most painful moments. Well, that brings us to the end of the story. This is as far as we can go. Skirk is waiting over there. For both of us. Let's go to her. It's time to fulfill my purpose. And my greatest wish over all these years.
Hey there. He doesn't seem pleased.
So all this, just so you could bring him here.
I have things to say to you. Well, to me. I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And he is the best choice in this moment.
Wait, I'm being drawn into a century-long argument between herself and herself. Then you must be...
Her suppressed emotional self. The version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind, stifled by reason. All those rejected impulses, those discarded aspects of your past selves, they are a part of me now. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So, I came to face you instead.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked here. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant. Our feelings most of all.
That is a very negative form of nihilism there.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses, emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the ruthless soldiers who slaughtered our people?
The difference is that I'm doing what is right, what is necessary. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I have shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far. It made me who I am. It made me strong.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together. On the grand scale of the entire universe, maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold expanse of space. It gives meaning to the world around us.
What about the power of friendship?
Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars. Those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back and let them grant you peace. A brief respite from the pressure you put on yourself.
That isn't what we need.
That seems drastic.
Exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity. And in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be, so you can no longer draw strength from your past.
That's actually very good symbolism for that. I like it.
Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot take you far enough. And so, this river, the source of your strength, grows more polluted by the day.
And you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Your emotional self isn't weak. The fact that she transcended time and broke free from her constraints to come and face you. That proves it.
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice. To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you.
Sorry.
This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, we had to distance ourselves from the pain through reason over emotion. But what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that you were the sole survivor fills you with guilt. And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, you know that you didn't turn out to be the person you wanted to be. All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore. So even if you can't accept me, I hope, at least, that you can let go. I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive.
Whack.
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang when we went out to fetch water. Dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then I will carry you with me until the end.
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Oh no, don't cutscene me right now.
Run, Skirk, run!
Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
Not crying.
So,
Not crying yet.
you saw my memories then.
I'm holding on for a change. I'm holding on for a change. Man, I like the fact that it started out as well, our us needing help to get a fragment of our soul back. And now in a way, isn't that exactly what we have done for her?
I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive.
Power is not a substitute for doing what is right.
That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea came to mind. An idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another tragedy like that fire. One in which power was not the law of the land. But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Sertologi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order.
Sounds like your work cut out for you.
Yes. And not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also because I have no reason to see him as an enemy. Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principles of strength. And for that, I respect him.
But he also kind of threatens to kill everything you built in this world.
And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. I have to treat everything he says as a promise. He's no longer into that. But he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings, or an answer to one of my questions. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down everything I've built to pieces. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear, just like he said. Yes, I respect him, but I'm also afraid of him. And for that reason, the pursuit of strength consumes every moment of my life. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready.
He does attack you one day, I'll help you.
Help me? Why? This isn't your fight.
Well, if he destroys everything you like, I feel like I'm included in the equation now. Because if we want to build the world we both want to see, everyone has to be willing to fight for it. If we all do our part, we can make the entire universe a kind of place. I think I accidentally skipped something there. I am very sorry. Exit the threshold between the soul and the dreams. I will do that in just a moment. Let me fetch myself something new to drink real quick. It is too hot in this room. I need to hydrate more. Which is fitting considering I'm currently standing in a lake, so close enough. I'll be right back, alright? I like the fact that whenever I do that, it seems like I'm being dragged into the abyss by some unknown force. Like, no, wait! There we go. And I'm back. Even if I lost my legs there for a second, apparently. Also got myself a snack, so I might be munching for a little bit. Aoife, no time to sleep quite yet. We aren't done yet. This is gonna be a shorter stream, because I feel like the quest is about to be over. Then again, we have already been going for almost 3 hours. Shorter stream by my standards. I don't know why. For some reason I always seem to stream relatively long compared to most other people I see. Now, Skirk gazes into the distant sky. There's nothing else to do here. Should I leave? Off we go then. Hey Paimon!
Oh, you're finally awake!
Tried to cross the border, did you?
Honestly,
Sorry, every time that
Paimon was
wording
gone
comes
for like
up.
2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you both unconscious? Oh, you scared Paimon half to death! You're both okay, right?
What does it look like?
No, Paimon, we're not okay. We're very sad now. We had a therapy session, apparently. Looks like your strength is back.
Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past into the future. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today will become an inseparable part of who I am.
Okay, so Paimon feels like she's missing some important context.
Poor Paimon, always left out of these emotional moments.
But whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks. Let's dig in.
That also works. Hey, now my snacking is canon, so you cannot complain. The 3 of you enjoy the snacks.
It's about time we finished what we started.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
Let's show 'em what we're made of.
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going to be tougher than before. The good news is, we have no reason to pull our punches this time. So, let's go. Same place as last time.
I just hope I won't have to use Hydro Traveler again, or will have to pull my punches due to being a badly designed kid. I know it's meant to evoke, like somewhat evoke Nivellette's kid, but I'm sorry, Hydro Traveler is by far the worst Traveler kid, and that makes me very sad. Because Hydro is such a cool element, otherwise. Like, some of the best characters in the game have always been been Hydro. Chunkler at the very start, Yelan later on. Farina and Nivelette currently are definitely constants in the meta. Oh hey, the Rift was open the entire time. Oh god, I was joking when I said some poor lad made us stumble into it. Apparently that could have actually happened. That is unfortunate. Like again, anybody can just accidentally stumble into it from the other side. Like, gee, what's that ominous purple mist over there? Ah! Oh hey, isn't this where we fight the narwhal?
Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that too?
That is the foul.
Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl? How does that work?
Imitation?
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master.
Huh, interesting.
To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's not surprising that he would assume this form.
So at least they give a lore reason for the constant reuse of game models. That's certainly a smart way to do it.
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him. Let's teach this guy a
Don't worry, Paimon. I've been fighting this guy weekly for like 1.5 years. Oh god. Sure, let's just... God, it's so stupid.
Haven't forgotten your training, I hope.
Oh, I'm supposed to use Traveler's Charge attack. I'm stupid. And bomb! Just nuke the guy out of existence. Can we destroy these? I can. That's neat.
Another star goes out.
Beyond this world.
Water jet!
Oh, buddy, this fight is not going well for you.
Paradigm shift.
Bam! Fuck it, just for the sake of disrespect, I'm defeating this guy with Hydro Traveler. There we go. Not this again. Watch out!
Haven't had enough of my power.
Ah, this time she caught it.
Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
Aww, she used the Traveler's Blade. You can always you can complain about a lot of things with Ryu. You can never complain about the cutscene animations. God damn. Hello.
Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within. Such power. Such keen battle instincts. So, you must be...
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tevat?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry, it's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Skofnungar, a friend of your master and one of his followers.
Why do you sound like cough drops?
This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
Hundreds of years ago?
Well, he's Conry, and that's not surprising.
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts
He seems very
long,
corrupted.
Long time ago. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness as a child, and everyone gave up on me. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Sir Taloji. We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum.
Getting some background on him, huh?
Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same, and he could not see the difference. I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you. How can you sit back like this and go down without a fight?
That does sound like something he would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of combat. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility.
Wait, if they were the same age, that means Sotologi also did that at the age of 10. That's kind of horrifying.
Somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his, and at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead, I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar. After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
"This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you. Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether."
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day, and we can spar like we used to.
So Sotologi can just break the curse of immortality at a whim. What fucking level is that guy on? Jesus.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away, seek out my disciple.
mean, if we use HSR power scaling, probably high emanator. Honestly, I think you I think you underestimate the sheer scale of power in Star Whale, so I would probably say low emanator, but I get you.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word coming from you.
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe and bring her to Tibet.
Vedifenir, was that another one of the sinners? That name seems familiar. That name seems like someone I should know. Let me check. Yes, Vedifenir, the visionary. So I believe that's the one we know the least about. Oh no, that's Dainslu's brother, sure. Never mind, my bad.
You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Never mind then.
Well, now I'm curious about who this disciple of yours will be.
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
I'll be leading them. Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
Wait, he left a whale for him as a gift?
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sertologi. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Your heart? That sounds like torture. How did you even survive that?
How do you survive an open heart surgery on yourself?
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
That is a good argument. And also metal as fuck.
So, you used the curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you.
I mean, for me, high emanators like being able to destroy planets or galaxies, not sure if the full lore case by case. Galaxies? Probably not. Keep in mind, everything in Star Whale is still contained in one... No, it isn't contained in one galaxy, is it? I'm not sure. I think the normal as a pet feels like that power level. No. I'd have to check, but still. Like high emanator is a level of reality bending that I don't think we will ever see in Genshin.
But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
Like, comparing other Hoyoverse games to Star Whale in terms of power scaling to me always feels like comparing something like One Piece to Dragon Ball Z. That shit just gets ludicrous at some point in Star Whale. Anyway.
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits, and he was still miles ahead of me. So I had to take a leap of faith.
Oh God.
I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made. But if you'll allow it, I do want to apologize. To both of you.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
You're an interesting one as well.
I mean, fair, but in Genshin we are stepping into literal physics defying gods and people who can't defy them. Yeah, but in Starwell we're straight up dealing with reality defying gods and people that can defy them, so... Shit gets a lot wilder in Starwell. Like, we literally... like, the second you start considering something like the finality Eon, all notions of power scaling, in my opinion, just get yeeted out of the window.
Sir Telogi's disciple. That's a lot to live up to. It can't have been an easy experience.
Buddy, you don't know half of it.
I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him. All the while, standing ever out of reach. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair. I will overcome it. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat without regrets.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world. The joy of an artist uncovering a temple of wonders.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. Yet you were able to read them from my blade. Like a glimpse into my inner world. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy. And my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
Also, so I'm somewhat very put off by the fact that both this cross amulet and the chain around his neck is just flat texture for some reason. Is that just me? Like, character detail should be on maximum, so that just seems very off-putting.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength.
It just stands out all the more between the detailed player character
and
models.
transcend his own limits. A battle to end all battles. After which, all can come to an end. Including, perhaps, his life. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal. To complete himself. It's one of the secrets to his strength.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his goal. What a battle that would be. Oh, to witness such a...
And he's done.
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. The curse of immortality allows it all to coexist, but it does not remove the pain. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. What a shame. I would have loved to witness that battle. Sir Telogi once offered to free me from this curse. Now, I must ask that of you, Skirk. Can you release me from the pain?
I can, but not through death, if that's what you were hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before, no longer tortured by powers you can't control, but it will be a time-consuming and painful process. The decision is yours to make.
I accept. And who knows? Perhaps I'll wake up
That
in
actually
time
sounds like a pretty good
to
deal, all things
witness your
considered as well.
great battle with Sertologi. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. Though I know it'll be a long and arduous road. If we are climbers in the dark, it appears the dawn has finally broken for me. But your ascent continues. At least, it looks like you are not alone on your journey.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it takes. And you, Skofnunger, will be my witness at the end of all things.
That's finally over. Let's get out of here.
Well, that was fast and unceremonious. Man's just gone.
Make a mad dash for the exit like last time.
Apparently he turned into a chest that we can now loot. Skirk gazes into the distant sky. There's nothing else to do here. Did I leave? That's the idea.
We did it! It's only been a few days, but it feels like forever.
Is nobody going to inform Baiju that we are alright? The man is still probably researching.
Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. We're just that awesome.
Didn't even wake us. Don't you fucking lie. You've been training hard for like weeks.
Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned, the ones that died out, are they back now?
Yes. The power Skofnunger stole has been returned. So, the stars have regained their light.
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky, glittering with rotten light.
Well, that just makes it sound a lot less romantic.
It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it and enjoy the momentary peace it brings.
I'd like to see what it's up like there.
Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day, whether of our own volition or not. Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Yet through hardship, we grow until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves and uncover our true strength.
You know, the way she's talking about it really gives weight to the theory that, like before, everyone was convinced that the false sky is to keep everything in Teyvat. It might be more of a situation of keeping something else out of Teyvat. Which is also why Descenders is such a big deal. Because it means that
and majesty is
the safety net failed.
One can only wonder, what is it going to take for kindness to reign supreme in the vast expanse of the universe?
Ugh, this is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the Traveler always finds a way. Ever since we met, he has filled Paimon's days with happiness.
Aww.
No matter how tough things get, he always finds a way to make it better.
Aww. Love you too, little one.
If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two. And if two's still not enough, then three. We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many amazing things. As long as we don't give up, we can make any wish come true.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible. Well,
I sensed the hint of a smile there,
now that my
Skirk.
power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it.
When will we meet again?
I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely. Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that, at the end of this journey, wherever it takes us, we stand in a world reborn.
Just please don't say we will meet again at the end of your journey, or that's probably going to awaken some horrible PTSD for the traveler at this point.
One without war, pain, or forced partings. One where new life can bloom, even where there was once nothing but scorched earth. For this, we must all work to become stronger.
Master feels wrong. No, of course.
Goodbye, traveler. Remember your training. Make sure to put it to use.
Bye!
And off she goes. Bop.
Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than before? We definitely count as friends after all that, don't you think?
Probably. Also, with the time dilation thing, it's probably going to be a lot longer for her to meet us again than us.
Hey, what do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars.
I like that.
Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey. Oh, and since Paimon treated you to that super nice meal at Wanmin Restaurant, it's about time you returned the favor.
Always about food with the little one, isn't it? Whispers betwixt stars and night completed. Oh hey, we actually get to keep the... Get to keep a lot of things. We get to keep a lot of things. Goodness, what's all this? Wait, can we actually... Oh, we can use her guitar as an instrument. That is so cute. I love that. What else we got? Cute. Oh, cute. That's so cute. She actually gives you talent mats because, well, you trained under her, of course. It all makes sense now. Oh god. Why do we also still have this? And there they are, the wet thing. Hold on, how do I pull out the instrument again? I forgot. Can't I just stand around in the overworld somewhere and play it, or is it only during the Rhythm game? I don't recall. Wait, where did it go? Where did the guitar go?
All things come.
Did it disappear because I switched? Apparently it disappears when you switch. That's weird.
An end.
But yeah, I think
Even
that's
time
tied to the Rhythm, to the weird Rhythm game gameplay mode. Unfortunately. Z. Oh! There it is. Fair enough. My bad, didn't see it. Unfortunately, I don't know any songs to play here. Wait, hold on. No, never mind. People are gonna make some cool stuff with that, though, I can already tell. I like it. I liked it a lot. Who knows? Maybe I'll learn a little song before the next Genshin stream and then proudly present it to y'all. How's that sound? How's that sound? That could be fun. Alright. For now, though, that means we have basically completed most important lore drops from this patch. I really liked how they used the game mechanics to like actually show. Also, I should probably heal Esker here. I just realized. How they actually used gameplay to like show the traveler progressing. I do think it's very funny that even though it's not much of a difference, the traveler's stats actually do increase through the training. I think that's a very cute little nod to that. As for now though, I suppose all that's left is to wait for the inevitable summer event patch, probably. And then we're off to Nordcry. I'm very curious to see how they're gonna go about that. Considering Nordcry is, well, quite the shift in direction for the game in general, isn't it? I don't think we've ever had like Sumeru was very impactful, of course, because of the introduction of Dendro and everything that came along with it. But I don't think that they like ever announced, hey, this patch is going to be, this cycle is going to be very different from the others. I'm excited for that. I'm wondering what direction they're actually gonna go with it. Suppose only time will tell though. For now though, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Oh, neat. Means I actually didn't have to rush through anything. Managed to finish everything and I will not be tired as fuck when I go to work tomorrow.
Is like the world's shadow. It's always there.
Now.
And it will never perish.
Bye. Yes, bye. Let me just before that, very quickly. What do you mean sad? Did you want me to overdo it and arrive at work horrifically tired tomorrow? What is that supposed to mean? Now let me just look if there's any friend of mine that we could wade into at this hour. Let's see. Perhaps Oi. You know what? Last time I waited, I waited Nightwind. Unfortunately, he was in the middle. He was like a second away before ending stream. So let's wait into him this time and hope that he's gonna be around a little bit longer. All right. Apparently, he's playing Peak. I'm not sure what that is. It looks like he's climbing some sort of mountain. We'll figure it out as I send you there. As for me, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, whatever else it may be for you. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye!